Hello class, we're here in the Fullerton College plant sale. We're going to talk about some perennials that are good for the high desert or the Mojave Desert region of California. Sunset Zone 11, USDA Zone 7, 8, some parts are 9. We're mostly a 7 and 8 though. Most of the Mojave Zone 8, Sunset Zone 11. So here we have Verbena rigida. Verbena rigida is sometimes called daisy verbena or hard leaf verbena, hairy leaf verbena. These aren't flowering just yet. They're in these 1 gallon pots. The leaves are slightly hairy, but there's many other hairy verbenas. So let's talk about why this is such a good plant. So Verbena rigida, native to South America, grows fairly well in hot, dry areas. It does like a weekly water, but it can get by with a little bit less. The ones in my yard, I water twice a month, spring through fall, and then I don't water at all in the winter, and it does totally fine. The Verbena rigida grows as a ground cover, so it's going to get 2.5 at the most 2 feet high. Typically it's more like 18-16 inches, and if it's on the dry side, it could even stay lower. So it's not tall. So maximum, like I said, 24 inches, minimum about 1 foot high. Now it can spread pretty well. One plant could occupy an area about 6 feet easily. So like I said, it's a small spreading perennial. It spreads underground by roots and runners, so it's not really woody. So what you could do with this plant when it looks ugly in the winter, or if it lives somewhere that's just cold enough to kill the leaves, is in late spring, March, April time, you could cut all the dead branches about 2 inches from the base of the ground, and it will resprout, which is really nice. The other reason why people grow this is not only is it hardy and is a good ground cover, but it blooms profusely. Has a purple flower, and it blooms, like I said, spring all the way into fall. These are propagations, so they're babies. We kind of pulled the flowers off so they can put the energy into the roots, but very proliferous plant, meaning it blooms like crazy, attracting lots of butterflies and bees. Hummingbirds will come to it, but it's more of a butterfly and a bee plant. What I like about it is it works really good with other very drought-tolerant plants. I mix it with things like California fuchsias, succulents, other drought-tolerant shrubs that are taller. So you could have like a green carpet below maybe a silver-leafed plant like a Texas Ranger or something. And it gives you that really purple, intense purple color for a long season. And it loves the heat. As long as you provide it with, like I said, a weekly watering or every other weekly watering, a deep watering, it does fairly well. And it's very adaptable. Hardy, I would say maybe to about 20 degrees. If you are worried about hardiness, I would mulch this guy with a thick layer of bark mulch or straw in the winter to protect those roots. Again, this is Verbena rigida, the daisy verbena, one of my favorite blooming ground cover perennials.